Hey guys, John here from the Gamers Lounge, and today I just wanted to give a little video review. Our friends over at PowerA had sent us a care package with some controllers and accessories for the Switch. So I thought instead of doing a written review, I would do a video review for you guys. They sent 3 different products. First product up is the wired controller for the Switch. This is the Bowser Shadow edition that you can only get at GameStop. It is a wired controller. It comes with a 10-foot USB cable. It is not a USB-C, unfortunately. It is just a mini USB. Would have been cool if it would have been C, but no big deal. This style controller is only available at GameStop, so if you think this controller is awesome, it does have this cool finish to it with these little designs, and then here in the middle, this isn't a button, but this is just the Bowser logo. Right off the bat, just holding the controller, it's a little light. It does not have rumble feature. It does not have NFC features, so you cannot use Amiibo or anything like that with this controller. Button action feels real good on it. The triggers are okay. The buttons are okay. It's a little flat on the top. There's not much curvature to it, like a Pro controller. D-pad is a metallic finish on it, and it actually feels really good. The biggest drawback to me with this controller is these sticks are humongous. They're good for me. As you can see, I'd like to put a thumb there. I have a very big thumb, so, you know, they're fine. But for normal sized hands or little kids' hands, these sticks might be a little big. They are also flat on the top. There is a small, tiny depression on there, but it's not very deep. These things are huge, and they're very tall too. They are much higher than a regular Pro controller. You plug the USB cable right there in the front, and then it just goes in your system. And, you know, overall, I mean, it's a decent controller. If you're looking for an affordable, cheap alternative to the Pro controller, this would be a good alternative, especially if you have kids who maybe are kind of rough with controllers, and $70 is a lot, you know, to spend on a controller. What's cool about this is if you just have friends over occasionally and they would rather use this this style controller than the Joy-Cons, and you have a Pro controller and like to use the Pro controller, it is nice to be able to play Mario Kart with a full-size, you know, controller. But overall, this controller is, like I said, it is a good, decent controller. It feels light, kind of cheap, maybe. I hate to say cheap. It's not that it's really cheap. It's just what happens is you know, when you don't have the rumble feature in there, that always takes away from it. The big thing with this is it's $25. So, you know, if you need a cheap controller for player 2, and you don't want to buy another Pro controller or Joy-Con or anything like that, this is a very good alternative, especially, you know, if you're worried, like I said, about your kids being a little rough with them. You know, it's not too bad. I would question these joysticks. I mean, they feel good. They are just really, really big and really, really tall, which is just kind of weird. It takes a little getting used to. They're a little higher. I'm not used to, you know, playing with a professional controller where guys can take the the sticks in and out and do things like that with them. But I mean, overall, the button action is real good. You know, the triggers feel all right. They don't feel as good as they do on the Pro controller, of course. But for $24, $24.99 is a really, really good alternative and a good cheap controller for 2-player, 3-player, 4-player. Next up, the enhanced wired controller for Xbox One. This is the Solar Fade edition. This is available also only at GameStop. It is a wired controller. Comes with a nearly 10-foot long cable. These are officially licensed by Microsoft. And they look a lot like and feel a lot like the original Xbox One controllers. The main difference is a little bit of the weight. That does have the rumble feature. It does not have the feedback like they have in the triggers on the Xbox One official controllers. The control sticks look like they are pretty much a carbon copy of the Xbox One official joysticks. They have the rubber around it, the textured rubber with a little bit of depression to it, so when you hold it, your thumb kind of sinks in just a little bit. The button action is really nice. It has your two select, home, whatever buttons. What's really cool about this controller is here on the back, it has 2 buttons. And you see this button right here. This is the program button. These are 2 programmable buttons. Pretty much the way it works is, let me plug this in here and get some power to it so you can see exactly how this works. Hopefully my computer won't wig out while it's doing it. But you can tell it's on. There's a little white light there. It's kind of hard to see. I don't have white neon lights, so you know, we're LED lights, so we're working with what I got on my computer desk here. But there's a light there, so what you do is you hold this button down until this light flashes. And once it flashes, you hit the button, and then you hit this button, or whatever button you want to, you know, connect it to. So you just hold down this button until that begins to flash. I'm going to push the A button, and then it'll double flash, and then I will assign it to the back button here. So now the A button is also this back button, or you can choose it to make the A, B, X, Y, or any of the trigger buttons back here if you wanted to. It would be very handy in some games, maybe like a racing game, if you want to look behind you real quick in the rearview mirror in Forza and you don't want to take your finger off this to flip it up, or you know, you can just hit this button. It'll also do the D-pad buttons, because you know, a lot of those games they use the D-pad for different buttons when they're not using it as a controller. So very cool. It still has the 3.5mm jack in it, so you can use a headset. Overall, it's a really nice controller. It feels real good in your hand. Like I said, the trigger feedback is not as trigger action is not as good on this as it is on a real Xbox One controller, but you know, it is very, very good. The programmable buttons too are a big added feature, because a lot of those times with controllers with programmable buttons, you know, you have to get the Elite or the you know, the high-end controllers that are several $100s. So if you just want a couple buttons here on the back, you know, to quickly hit while you're playing a game, and you can do it on the fly. You don't have to do it, you know, out of game or anything like that. You can immediately just go, nope, you know what, it would be really good if this felt good. So let me just swap this button real quick. Boom, 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 you're done. $29.99. It's a really good price if you need a second Xbox controller. This will also work on PC. Steam recognizes this as an Xbox One controller, so that is really, really cool too. So it is definitely a good alternative if you want a Xbox One controller for your PC, but you don't necessarily want to buy another $60 controller, or you don't have Bluetooth or something like that, and you just want to plug this in wirelessly. this is a good, high-quality controller for that. And like I said, this color is only available at GameStop. They have dozens of other colors that you can get through their website. $29.99 is a very good price for a really good controller. Last but not least is the stealth case for the Nintendo Switch. This is a slim carrying case, not like most of your thicker like the one that came with the collector's edition of Zelda. That's the one I use most of the time. What's nice is with this, it has a really cool logo of Breath of the Wild with Link on the front of it. It is not a sticker, it is actually in the cloth, which is good. There's a little bit of protection with this, not a ton. Inside, it does have a case holds 5 games, and has a little mesh thing here that you could probably throw some other games down in if you wanted to. It also makes a stand for the Switch. You can knock it up like this and then set your Switch on it and prop it up like that. I don't know if I would use this or not as a stand. The back is open, so you know you are getting, I can show you here, you are getting a little bit of vent coverage, but the trouble is with the Switch, your air, you know, gets sucked in here and comes out the top. So with this, I don't really know if it would make for a good stand that would not cause overheating. But overall, I mean, it is a decent sized case. Like I said, the system does fit in there very snug. As you see, it is very snug in there. And then with the tags in here. And that's it. You know, you have a little bit of protection, but you know, I can click the Joy-Cons through the case. So yeah, I don't know. Wouldn't drop it too far. It definitely would make for a good case if you want to, say, take your Switch on an airplane. And you don't want that big bulky case with 27 games in it, and you know your headset and your stand, kickstand, and everything like that. Where this would be really quick to stick in the front pocket, pull it out, be able to play, and then slap it in real quick before you land, or you're on a train or a bus or whatever. But you know, it does give, when it's closed up, this does give a good protection to the screen at least. So you've got that extra protection on there. But it is a very snug case. It fits very well. It's only $15, which is very, very good price for a cheap case that does what it's supposed to do. And it has a very cool design on it too, which is very nice. Nothing on the back, just black. Yeah, that's alright. It's going to be laying like this most of the time anyway, so you don't want something on there that's going to scratch off. But yeah, so overall, some great products that PowerA has sent us. Really appreciate them sending those over for a review. If you would like any of these products, the links are down below in the video. You can check them out. Be sure to subscribe to us. We're going to try to have more unboxing videos as time goes on, and as best we can. We also have a podcast and stuff that we live stream that will be right here too on the channel, so you can always check back for that every 2 weeks. But yeah, again, thank you guys for joining us for this quick review of the PowerA products. Hopefully we will have more products to put through the ringer and give you our honest opinion on them. Yeah, so thanks a lot for checking out the video, and we will catch you guys next time.